Would Urban Meyer fix the Cowboys?
Yeah, he could fix the Cowboys. Urban Meyer is in a unique position. You talk about his success at the collegiate level. There's no downside to going to try and swing for the fences and being the Cowboys head coach. It won't compromise any opportunities going forward in case he fails as the Cowboys coach and turns out to go back to the collegiate ranks and be a college coach. So no downside, no negative. But then, because he's Urban Meyer, he can actually ask for organizational change to structure. He can actually say, I need a GM. And matter of fact, I either need to be the GM or I appoint him. And we have precedent of this, and successful precedent. And you talk about what's happening with the San Francisco 49ers right now. Kyle Shanahan, along with John Lynch, and 6-year matching deals appointed at the same time, hand in hand. Let's do this together collectively. And that's how you empower your head coach, which is the issue in Dallas right now. So can Urban Meyer do it? Absolutely. Not only with his coaching acumen, but because of the demands he can place because of how big a name he is.
Would Urban Meyer fix the Cowboys? Yes, but no. The answer is no. He could, in theory, with everything that you just said, Marcellus, which I think makes a ton of sense. And I have that in my discussion points. But as the CEO, you're the CEO basically in college. You're able to appoint everybody that surrounds your category, your football community. He comes into a situation at Dallas where that environment is owned by Jerry Jones. So that's the first issue right there, why I check off a box for no. Can he appoint somebody at GM? I'll check that box off, no. Will it create friction by him trying? Because it's interesting that you said process and structure, because that's exactly what Urban is able to do. He's successful at putting the proper structure and organization. He organizes so well and runs it so well that he is able to have success. I do not think that the things he would need, the concessions he would need to be made for him to be successful in Dallas, would not be readily available to him.
I think we're all in agreement that he'll fix the Cowboys. You look at Urban Meyer going from Bowling Green, successful, Utah, successful, Florida, successful, Ohio State, successful. Where the Cowboys are struggling, their coaches don't make adjustments. You look at their last two games, they score an opening drive, and then they're pretty much shut out until garbage time the last game, and then Buffalo, they don't score again. Piggybacking on Marcellus, I don't believe Jerry Jones is going to let you appoint a GM. He's just not going to give up that power. Where you can probably try to work it out is if there's any disagreement on personnel, I'm Urban Meyer, I'll make that call. If we disagree on anything, you agree to that. I make that call. If you ever want to bring a player in and I don't like it, let me make that call. But other than that, if we're on the same page,
that's him as GM. That's saying Urban Meyer's GM then.
But how many times would they disagree?
A lot.
They might be on
Bill Parcells.
Johnny Manziel be the quarterback right now if Steven didn't disagree with Jerry.
And that's where Urban Meyer should have the say-so to say, I don't think we should go down that path. And Jerry, if you want Urban Meyer because his name and his accolades and what he's done, he's going to earn that.
Person. Yeah.
Look, I've been disappointed with Jerry Jones this season, but overall, I think Jerry Jones is amazing, and he's amazing, and the reason why he's had the success he's had is because I think he has the ability to change and be flexible.
Right.
And I think that he's got a whole new set of information. He sat there and was like, man, I paid for a Super Bowl team, and I'm getting 500 results.
Maybe a playoff team.
Less than right now, right?
Playoffs.
And so I think that will humble him enough to be like, hey, Urban, okay, I'm going to be president, but you're going to run this thing. I'm owner, president, whatever. But you run this thing, and go ahead and get you a GM or whatever you believe in. I think Jerry will back up because I think he just wants to win again. And his sales pitch to Urban Meyer is, hey, look, me and Jimmy Johnson didn't last forever, but we did have some success. The last time I went out and got me a big-time college football coach, we won 2 Super Bowls, and we built something so good that even a clown like Barry Switzer could win a 3rd Super Bowl.
Y'all wrong.
And lasting forever, Urban Meyer has shown you he don't want to be in one place too long anyway. And so it doesn't have to last forever.
You know, when I was in Washington, we had Coach Turner, all right? Norvey. He was moved out, and he was moved out because of the very reasons we're talking about. Jason Garrett didn't control the locker room, felt as though the owner's voice was a little bit too strong over top of his, dismissed him. They brought in the perfect explanation, the perfect solution in Marty Schottenheimer to change the team. Took that control. Everything we're talking about. Let me handle this. Let me handle that. We went 0-5 for the first part of that season. But it was a good 0-5. It wasn't a bad 0-5. It was a good 0-5.
What you mean?
Yeah. We were adjusting. I'm going to get to it.
What you talking about, Willie?
Ended up being the first team to ever go 5 straight after losing 5. The purging process was taking place.
How about the year? What was the last 6?
We missed the playoffs by 1 game.
Oh, that counts.
We were above 500, or we were at 500. But here's the thing. When he was doing what he needed to do, because turning cultures around like Jerry Jones has created in Dallas is like turning around a cruise ship. You can't just turn on the dime and change what Jerry Jones has become during the duration of time. The end result was they couldn't handle how much control Marty had during the course of that year and got rid of him. Not because of a lack of structure, not because of a lack of results. They got rid of him because they did not want to deal with what comes along with a coach that will put in a winning, successful, proper process. And that's what's going to hold Jerry back from a proper coach.
My example, they did turn it around. It was not a cruise ship either. It was a little speedboat. Y'all remember the 49ers last year? I know they had injuries and stuff. They were 4-12, y'all. These suckers is rolling right now. And
they don't have a Jerry Jones.
Thank you.
But now I could get into the whole Marty and GM dynamic, and that happened in San Diego, 14-2. GM beefing with head coach.
I remember.
We had to fire head coach after going 14-2. So this dynamic could go a lot of different ways. But if you're Jerry Jones,
who was our head coach? Who was our head coach?
That's why I said.
Excuse me.
I can go there with you.
Sure,
but if you want to change the status quo, Jerry, change the status. It can't say owner/GM. It has to say Urban Meyer is empowered to have that person have controls of the organization in football matters. So therefore, the Cowboys just kicked the kicker. I mean, cut the kicker. That they just had a beef over. And the point is, those are unnecessary distractions. And they're pulling on both ends of the same problem. So you need someone to step in and say, Jerry, you want the same situation or you want something different? You want something different? We have to do it different. Urban Meyer, appoint the GM. Like I said, Fran, it may work.
And I think Jerry's willing to do something different.
After this year.
After the results. I mean, again, you have to change. And I just
what is that different? That's the problem. I think Urban's process is compromised.
Go back to Urban Meyer on Colin Cowherd's couch 6 weeks ago.
I remember.
When he was asked.
That was like 3 weeks, huh?
You got to entertain it.
Cowboys.
He said you got to entertain it. So, again, these thoughts, conversations, maybe they haven't met, but Urban Meyer is nobody's fool. He's nobody's puppet. He's just as strong-willed as Jimmy Johnson. So Jerry knows what he's getting into, and I think this is a path down the right direction. Turnover control to a highly qualified football person of high integrity, and watch the results. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.